Thank you so much, Phyllis. That was beautiful. For unto us a child is born. So I'm going to invite all of you who can and are willing, let's stand up. It's time for our morning chant. I welcome you on this first Sunday in December. If you can believe it, we're almost at the end of the year. And as we are celebrating the light today, let's stand together and sing This Big Light of Mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Hit it, Phyllis.
Everyone. I'm Melissa, and thank you. Oh, sorry. Please be seated. Thanks for being here this morning, whether here with us in person or online. We welcome you. Everyone is welcome here. If this is your first time here, or you're new to us, or you have a prayer request, there are forms in the front seat of the chair in front of you. Please take a moment to fill those out, and when the blessing comes along, you can drop that form in there. Next, we are going to talk about what's happening here at Unity. There's so many ways to find out what's going on, the Facebook, the newsletter, and there's also a monthly calendar out in the vestibule, I believe. Vestibule. But we do have a couple quick reminders to cover at the moment. Instagram is another place you can go, or unitybloomington.org. So a couple quick reminders to go over in person. Sunday, December 21st, there will be an hour-long holiday music extravaganza right here. Yes. There is going to be a house band, a harp, a cello, singers, musicians abound. Also, afterwards, we are going to have a sweet treat share. So if you could please bring desserts for a dessert buffet after the service, we'll be rocking and then eating and rolling. Next. Over the next few weeks, well, there have been and will continue to be tubs in the back here for food donations. Many in our community are struggling with food insecurity, and anything that we can provide to help ease that discomfort for them is appreciated. Okay, New Hope Christmas Project. Okay. We work with an organization in town called New Hope for Families that provides shelter assistance and rehousing opportunities for families in need in our community. It's a really wonderful organization. There's about, 40 units on site. Families stay together in a unit, they eat together, they go to school on site. Services are there provided, everything's right there. There is a new family that is currently in shelter that Unity has committed a sponsorship to for their Christmas. So this is a mom and dad and 4 children. They're new to shelter, so they're getting back on their feet and doing all the work that they have to do as a family. And if we can help ease the burden of Christmas for them, for their children. How the program works is families register for what they like at Target, and we, as our community, gather up funds or shopping basically by their Santa list. This year had a couple hiccups with there's so much going on in non-for-profits, funding changes and turnover, and we just got our list and our family assigned yesterday. Details just got ironed out yesterday. However, what it means is we have a super quick turnaround. We basically have this week and next week. New Hope would like the gifts delivered, like not next Sunday, but the very next day. So we have together this Sunday and next Sunday. Go ahead.
Melissa's being really nice. We actually only have one Sunday because you're finding out about it today.
Yeah.
So if you have your check, go ahead and write it. But if not, come prepared next Sunday. And again, Melissa, I just want to assuage any concerns like, why is this so last minute? She's been on top of it. We talked about this at the November board meeting. We were just waiting to hear from New Hope. And so I already know the generosity of this congregation. I put the link to their wish list on my Facebook page, but really the most efficient way is bring your money next week, and then if you want to go shopping with Melissa, we can get their gifts. But yes, we have been waiting, looking forward to this, and we just got the info. So we all got to just flex and flow and be ready by next Sunday with either your gifts. So you can't wait for it to be delivered. You either bring it on Sunday or bring some cash money or a check.
Yes, ma'am. And then if you put anything in the offering, just put New Hope or Christmas or something, identifiable, and Carol and I will work together to make sure that gets to where it's going. Thank you so much for doing this, guys. It really means a lot to this family. Okay. That's all I have for right now.
So I want to let you know this has been a program that has been on the heart of many people in this beautiful community. And so next Sunday, I will be having an info meeting talking about our prayer chaplain. Yay, a big smile from Joni. So we're going to talk about the prayer chaplain program and then our prayer team so that we can get, what I like is to have someone who would sit in the back of the congregation and hold space for us, praying, holding, calling in the highlight. And so that would be the prayer team. The prayer chaplains are very formal. They pray with you after service. And then eventually you would have a prayer chaplain assigned to you so that once a month or whatever you decide with your prayer chaplain, they would reach out to you by email, text, or if you want to talk with them and keep you in prayer because we are a community of prayer. And so next Sunday, right after service, I know people trying to shop, but we'll just meet for a few minutes to talk about that. Then I want to talk about our membership application. One of the things that we don't push here is money and membership. But both of those things are important to us as a community. And so we have our annual meeting, and to be able to vote and participate in that annual meeting, your membership must be approved by the board, and they are some really hard people to get these approvals by December 24th. That means we need your application for membership no later than December 23rd. So why should I be a member of this place? Why not? All right, do you order food from Uber Eats? You're a member of that. You have right? Right? You've given them your credit card number, you've given them all your information. Same with Prime, same with Netflix. But this is a community that gives back to you, that supports you, that stands with you, that holds space for you, that is a center for healing, spiritual growth. And so join your energy with ours in an official way. And you can do that greeters. Someone's got something for you in the back. We've got paper invitations or paper applications. You can also join online. Jonna, Joni, Dan, Phyllis, did I need to cry to get people to join? No, I'm just kidding, all right? If you want to be with the cool kids, join the club, all right? But I got everything, Jonna? All right.
I need to add one thing. You
Yes.
may see somewhere in writing that the deadlines are December 28th.
Oh, yes.
We goofed. We have put the wrong date on it. It's December 23rd. What she said is right. No matter what else you see.
Okay, everyone. Our theme for December is Birthing the Divine, Awakening the Christ Within. And I invite everyone to speak our affirmation together. The Christ in me is alive, radiant, and unfolding now. If we could go ahead and stand, and we're going to sing our welcome song.
All right, so this is our Namaste moment, but I have another image that I'd like to have come up. Big Ten champions, Big Ten champions, the Indiana University football team, the Hoosiers, Big Ten champions. Let's give them a round of applause. And so I've had some very interesting conversations with a friend of mine about this coach who said he is excited about the consciousness. Because technically in football, there's two plays. You're either going to run or throw. That's it. Right? So any team can get those things down, right? Run or throw. But it's your understanding, your consciousness, your intellect of this game. And what I love about this coach, Coach Signetti, is that they're like, the team won, and he's at the conference like this. Yeah, I guess, yeah. And he reminds me of an NBA coach, Coach Popovich, that there's this picture where the whole stadium is up on their feet shouting, you know, the Spurs had just done something magnificent, and Coach Pop's like this, right? Because he understands next play, right? We got a game to win, next play. And so this man, getting these young men and empowering them and getting their consciousness right, it's right up our alley. This is like metaphysics. So we need them to win the next game so that consciousness will reign supreme. And so again, I'm so proud of this team. And let's give them applause one more time. Yay, Big Ten. Big Ten champions. All right, back to Namaste moment. What a beautiful way, right? To see the divine. A team that couldn't win anything if they tried has now, after 2 years. And so that's a good example for us. Where do we feel we're losing in our lives? You're not. You just haven't won yet. And so as we take the time to see the Christ and the goodness, and I can't, first of all, you see my beautiful sweater? It's pugs on pizza with presents and Santa hats in space. Jonna says to me, I don't get it. I'm like, that's the exact response I'm wanting. And you didn't see Joni over here. She's like, good, my God. Maybe we should ask her questions about that before we hired her, right? But what a joy to see so many of you rocking your Christmas gear, your holiday gear. Because if you can't have fun here, why come? Right? Be all stuffy. I can be stuffy anywhere. But for the joy of this season, the joy of this community. And so today, let's greet one another just in joy, in celebration of the Big Ten championship, and that all is well. Namaste, namaste, and namaste in your freedom movement. Cabin. Well, how wonderful to be in this place full of joy and love and light. And we bring that same energy as we step into the sacred energy of prayer, as our life is a prayer, as this service is a living prayer. So let us take a moment to remember how blessed we are, how silly we are in our shirts. But there are people today who are in need of food, of the support we get in this place, of peace, of healing. So let us hold that space for them from our joy. Our joy brings healing. Our joy brings hope. Our joy brings prosperity. Our joy brings abundance. So let us step into that divine presence of love. And in that presence of divine love, grateful for this sacred season of Advent and the light awakening within us. We give thanks for the peace that rises in our hearts as illumination gently guides our way. We affirm clarity, wisdom, and compassion for our local, state, and federal leaders. May they be guided by insight, integrity, and a deep commitment to the well-being of all people. May decisions be shaped by justice, understanding, and care for the common good. We hold all who are navigating uncertainty, challenge, or transition, hold them in the space of love and divine knowing, knowing that all is well and that the inner light shines even in the darkest moments. Anchored in peace and open to divine guidance, we trust the unfolding of good in our lives and in this world, all good every day in every way. And so it is. Oh, time for the Advent candles. So Melissa, I'm going to ask you to come and stand with me as we, you have the thing, all right. We're going to do the hope candle from last week. All right, never late. So let's have you do this one. Thank you. And then for peace, one of the things I say that peace is not the absence of chaos. It's can you be centered and present in that moment. And so we light the candle of peace. I had told Phyllis I wanted to have a police officer come and stand with us today, but I didn't know anyone. I didn't. But that is the most awful job, right? Everyone hates you, everyone loves you. But peace, to stand in the gap for people, to bring solace where there's violence, to bring hope where there's despair. And you don't need to be wearing a uniform to do that. We are the officers of peace in this world. Where in our families can we bring hope and peace? Where in our communities can we bring hope and peace? In a world that sometimes to me even just seems to be off kilter, I say, well, good. This is bringing up what needs healing. It's bringing up what we need to talk about. It's bringing up what we need to release. And let hope and peace, as we step into this sacred season, be the foundation that you stand on and the energy that you release. And so it is.
Today's inspirational reading is from the Daily Word. Divine light shines from within me. In the past, I may have hidden my gifts, afraid to call attention to myself, reluctant to shine too brightly. Maybe I believed I wasn't good enough, or I felt afraid of failure. The divine light within me shines brightly. It would not be there if I was supposed to hide it. This awareness prompts me to leave my comfort zone and express myself. I share my talents and gifts without hesitation because I realize they are my way of expressing the divine within me only as I can. Likewise, I celebrate the light within others as they share their talents and gifts with us in the world. Lights are meant to shine. As more and more people feel free to express who they are and do what they love, the world will glow with their light.
sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now. Can you still help somehow? I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, and wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called the innocence of youth? Or maybe only in our blind belief can we ever know the truth. No more lives torn apart, and wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
All right, and Mary Ellen, do you have one of your cameras in your car? I know I didn't. You got your iPhone? Yes. All right, so Steve and Crystal, I want to get, can you get pictures of folks before, when the service is over? So Steve and Crystal, you guys are just too cute for school. You guys won the prize, okay? So let's get, all right, and Chase is a close runner-up. And we've got the Grinch here, so it's always good. You say come for Christmas. So Mary Ellen, can you please get pictures of folks? Because I'm not going to have Jonna asking me in the newsletter meeting, did you get pictures? Jonna is so good with our community, and the rest of us are still trying to catch up. So we can get pictures. So Jonna and Roy, if you got on something Christmassy, if you're wearing green or like Lynn is rocking her Advent purple, please don't leave. Let Mary Ellen get your picture. So we can archive this and then show the Christmas spirit that we have here. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Last minute, we're all good. A man suffered a heart attack while shopping in a store. The store clerk 911 when she saw him collapse. The paramedics rushed the man to the nearest hospital where he had emergency, open heart, bypass surgery. He awakened from the surgery to find himself in the care of nuns at a Catholic hospital. A nun was seated next to him, next to his bed, holding a clipboard that had several forms and a pen. She asked him, how was he going to pay for the treatment? Do you have health insurance, she asked. He replied in a raspy voice, no, I'm sorry, I don't have any health insurance. She says, okay, do you have any money in the bank? He replies, no, I don't have any money in the bank. She says, do you have any relatives who can help you with the payments? Irritated at this moment. The man says, I only have a spinster sister, and she is a nun. Well, at that point, the nun gets a straight attitude. Nuns are not spinsters. They are married to God. Your sister is not a spinster. She is married to God. To which the man replies, perfect. Please send the bill to my brother-in-law. Gotta be careful what you get attitude about. You're loving it, huh, Dan? So welcome. This is our second Sunday in Advent. And we're looking this whole Advent season about birthing the divine, awakening the Christ within. So last week we talked about awakening. And we looked at the moment, this narrative of Mother Mary, who gets this great news and traumatizing news and challenging news, and she's able to say yes, without clarity, without the plan, without certainty, because awakening rarely begins with understanding. It begins with willingness. And here is the map of consciousness. No, I don't have it this week. I know you guys are ready for it. So today we're going to take that next movement or that next step in consciousness and talk about illumination, as our candles show us. Illumination is when that first light appears, not the full path, right? This is the whole story of Advent. The stuff's not clear up front. It's about a step of faith. And so we don't have the full story. We just have light that says, you're not lost. Something is guiding you. Follow this. So today we look at one of the most powerful symbols of illumination in this birth narrative, which is the star and the Magi who follow it. So oftentimes when we're on this path and wanting to walk a new way, it's not the sun shining or floodlights or Christmas lights. It's that little light, right? That big light. There's a single light. Now that star was outside that everybody could see, but only the Magi had the consciousness to recognize what it was. And so these Magi, not the kings, but the intellectuals, the science, the philosophers, the nerds of their time. And these Magi were from Persia or Babylon. We're talking about Iraq and Iran nowadays. They were trained observers of the heavens, astrologers, scholars, spiritual interpreters. They studied the movement and meaning of light. In other words, they were the metaphysicians of their day. They were looking bigger, connecting with the divine knowing, understanding that all was one. So all around them could be the very signs or the clarity or the direction that they were hoping for. But did they have the eyes to see? But I think oftentimes it seems like they were some kind of miraculous people who, no. All right, here's this beautiful star in the sky that was there. I love it that they used astrology because people, you know, I'm always talking. You hear me up here talking about Virgo. I'm always about the signs. People say, oh, that is so unprofessional. Hey, these very people, astrology used to be the science. Astrology and astronomy were one science. Until people said, well, that astrology stuff, let's be scientific instead. Like it's not science. But anyway, into my sermon about astrology. But again, it was those people who understood we are one with the sun, and we are one with the planets, and we are one with the moon. And when the tides are coming in, that we are one with all that thing, and that's that understanding. So when you see a light in the sky that everyone else around you is looking at, but you understand, there's something about this illumination, because it's matching the illumination that has been calling us all from within. And again, I see the illumination, but I didn't get a text with the map or an email that told me exactly what to do. But this illumination is calling me. It's a light shining, and I'm going to follow it. They had just enough light to begin the journey, and they took the step towards that light. When we look at the Christian narrative or the Christian birth narrative in our metaphysical mindset, we know that this is about illumination, rising, peace and clarity, that while everyone else is standing in the dark, you see that glimmer of light and you go, oh, all is well. And that often this light, where we see it as a big gigantic star in a clear night, oftentimes that light for us may be subtle, a flash. When we moved to Memphis, I was sitting out on our porch and I thought, oh my God, I'm having a seizure, a stroke. I'm seeing lights flashing. But then I remember my mom told me about lightning bugs. So I took a deep breath and thought, maybe I'm not having a seizure and a stroke. And then I watched. But they're not like shining for hours. It's psh, psh, psh. And do you, Joe? Yeah, you was like, yeah, I was, yeah. All right. You have to have that perception, because sometimes that's how the light comes. Psh, quick. Are you looking? Because it's already matching that light that's within. And so oftentimes it isn't the clarity that drives us, it's that light, right? Go towards the light. I saw a light at the end of the tunnel. All those are statements about the light is taking us to somewhere. But sometimes it's at the end of a dark tunnel. So are you willing to walk through the darkness to the light? That is the invitation of this sacred time. They didn't have a map. They didn't have the Bible that said, oh, hold on now, we're going to Bethlehem. Oh, yeah, Jesus is going to be born, so let's get. They didn't have that. And for us, as this Christ is being born anew in us every season, the map, the way to go is different. Right? I wasn't expecting to step into this holiday season as a single woman on the loose and wild. No, okay, I'm not. I know y'all's probably like, girl, you ain't been on the loose and wild for many years, so yeah. Right? But I'm in this new season, so where is the light taking me in this new way? Can we be open to the light? And going into this light, the Magi had to let some things go. They had to leave their country, leave their routines, let go of their expectations, let go of their comfort or even the certainty. I mean, just think now the roads that we travel on. They didn't have stop signs and, get exit 10 towards where Jesus is, right? They didn't have that. This is about faith. This is about taking one step at a time, connecting with that inner navigation, that awakening to the divine within, and then, oh, that's where the light went. It led them on a journey to a place they didn't expect, to a revelation they couldn't predict. That's how illumination usually works. It doesn't show up to keep us comfortable. Phyllis, what is that saying that when I try to be politically correct, you remind me that I'm here to comfort the comfortless? Comfort?
The afflicted, afflict the comforted.
There you go. Comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. Right? And so that's the journey. The road less traveled. The easy way. If you want the easy way, go that way. But if you want that road less traveled, so there might be a couple potholes, and you might have to, there's some brambles covering the signs. But if you're ready to take that step to the newer version of yourself, that you're greater yet to be, follow the light. Listen to that inner awakening, and then move forward. Real peace is not passive. It's about direction. It's about moving with faith. Peace in the midst of lack of certainty says go, move forward, trust, follow the light. It is confidence in our spiritual work. We've been praying, we've been meditating, we've been a part of community, so that is honing that gift to hear from the divine within. So when that call comes, we've been fed from this community, fed from our prayer, fed from our meditation, already have the guides and other tools that we use to move forward. Peace is divine mind guiding us from within. And illumination, the whole point of the light, is to lead us toward the Christ within. And remember, the whole thing about this Christmas narrative is that the Magi didn't show up at the palace. We know that when they went to the palace, that's when a whole hot mess started. They didn't take them to a palace. They didn't go to the power place. They ended up in a humble, unexpected place, maybe even a dirty, stinky place. But the divine presence was in that very space. You know, we don't need the biggest cathedral. We don't need a church and all these, this beautiful little wood place. The divine presence is here. Even with our spotted carpet, divine presence is still here. With that bathroom that I would love to rip all that tile out and me and Lisa get in there and put our plan in place, the divine presence is still there. When the board says, did you talk to someone about telling this band he was going to pay them did you talk with us ahead of time? I go, no, I didn't, but it's okay, right? Divine presence is still there. In this building last Sunday, kids, adults, older adults, decorating, the beauty, the divine presence is there. And when there's those times that we're at the doctor's office and they're telling us stuff we don't want to hear, or you got to interact with those relatives that if you knew slapping someone wouldn't get you in jail, you might make a different choice. The divine presence is still there. Maybe I'm the only one that wants to slap my relatives, I'm just saying. My mother trained me better, so I don't. But again, that's peace. Can we see divine presence in walking away, in the uncertainty? Can we see the divine presence in the hurt? Michael May asked me, do you really know that this congregation loves you? I said, I do. He says, how do you know? I said, because on my worst day, my house was full of people. I don't remember a thing anyone said to me. But their faces, their smiles, the hugs, that was love. And that was the proof of their love that day. Okay, contacts and tears aren't the best combo. That was love. No one could say anything to make that pain go away. But I look back on that day, many a day, saying, this girl got some love. That is peace. In the midst of my worst day, I knew I was loved. And if I needed to get in a fight, I had a whole gang of folks. We were just going to get out in that street on Jamie Lane and throw hands if we needed to. That's peace. That's love. That's hope. And that's what this season is all about. Can we get to the Christ within through the brambles, through the uncertainty, through the fear, through the hurt? Can I still say, Matt told me today, it's all good every day in every way, always better, getting better. That is hope. And the peace says, I saw the light. Now I'm going to be the light. So yes, sometimes the light leads us into unfamiliar territory, and sometimes it challenges our expectations. But it always brings us closer to spiritual clarity, spiritual identity, and spiritual transformation. There is a light shining. Guidance is forming. Direction is emerging. And again, you don't have to know the whole path. You just have to trust the light that you and I can see. Follow the nudge. Follow that inner star, for it knows exactly where it is leading us. All right, I'm ready for our community affirmation. You take a look and read it. And if you are in agreement, you can join me in saying, I follow the light of truth within me. Peace guides my step. The Christ within me is illuminated now, and so it is. Time of meditation, let us think about where the light has led us in times of uncertainty. We've all had them, and you thought, I'm not going to make it through this. And then there was a light. It might have been a friend who said, you know what, you seem a little off today. Just come with me. Or there was that opportunity when you felt like you were alone. And you just started laughing hysterically because you remembered some of the funniest things in your life. And you got on that phone and reached out to those friends. Or you thought, I'm in the dark because I keep carrying this heavy bag that's just covering everything. And I'm going to let it go. So as we step into this sacred time of meditation, where can I be that big light that shines? Where in my heart is that illumination growing? And where can I say yes without all the details? Let that be what prompts you as we step into the silence. And as you come back into this sacred space, I invite you to take a breath in and out. Let's take a breath in and out. And one more breath in and out. And let this be your calling this week, to walk towards and be the light.
Greeters, if I could have you come up. There are several ways to contribute to Unity of Bloomington. There is the offering physically that's coming. You could do it online with this information here. And as this happens, if you filled out a prayer request or a blue visitor form, please drop that in there as well. Please join me in our affirmation. I am abundant, I am prosperous, and I am one with the unlimited source that exceeds my every need, desire, and dream. I give to Unity of Bloomington with joy. Our giving is prosperity in action. Thank you. Readers, if you could come forward. And if we could, I invite you to speak our service blessing with me. Divine love and abundance flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful.
I just want to take a moment. Thank you, greeters. Did you notice we had a new young lady on the piano during the offering? I want to thank, so one of the things I ask everyone, please bring your gifts and talents, right? So here is our board treasurer, someone who doesn't play the piano but has a gift to do so. And so she came today to share that gift with us. And so this team, we're not just saying do it, we are also doing the very same thing, bringing our gifts and talents. And so, beautiful, Carol, thank you so very much.
And thank you, Carol. Thank you, everybody, for attending today. Each and every one of you matter, whether you're here or online. Thank you for participating, and thank you to everybody that helped make today happen. Our greeters and the folks that make sure everything is where it needs to be for us to enjoy our sacred time here. If you could please stand now. So let's stand on up and say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And then, what? Oh, then if we could round up for our closing song, please.
I just want to remind you, if you are wearing a holiday thing or holiday colors, Mary Ellen wants to get your picture afterwards. So please don't run out. So that means Joy, Jonna, and Roy, Susan Dabb, Kathy Kinsman, Chase. Oh, what are you saying? Meet her up here at the front. Thank you.